Hello, good night. This is U.S. Immigration Attorney Sharifa Tharpe. I'm here live to take your U.S. immigration related questions. Go ahead and put your questions in the comments now so I can answer your questions. So today I have today was a great day. One of our clients, we managed to get one of our clients released from ICE custody. So that turned out great. Our day turned out great. And that was because our client is currently has T visa process going, and that was able to get our client released. The fact that they have a process in place that they are showing that they qualify for, they were able to be released. So that is an amazing day that we had getting that news that our client was able to be released because they have options. And this is what helps me to sleep at night, is knowing that I'm focusing on the solutions for my clients so that they can also rest easy and they can find security and protection here. And that is all the more affirmation that we're going head first into 2025. And yes, it's going to be challenging, of course, as it was in the last administration. It's going to be challenging, but immigration has never been easy. So we're ready to go take on the years to come and to help our clients with their options. And I know once my clients have options, they have potential protection. They are at a higher advantage than individuals who do not or are not pursuing your options. This is why I'm saying, if we say you qualify, we don't just take anybody, right? We make sure our clients qualify for the benefits that we are helping them with. So if we tell you that you qualify, now is not the time to sleep on those options. Make sure you jump on it and get on it, because this could mean the difference between having more adversity in the future or gaining relief here. All right, so I'm going to answer questions. Now, remember, we are taking consultations. We have Attorney Bria, we have Attorney Deanna, who are on hand to take those appointments. So please make sure that you're scheduling. You can do that by going to the link in the profile and schedule your own appointment, or give us a call. We have staff around the clock who answer, who can talk to you through our even through the DMs, to talk to you, to be able to help you, because that's what we are gearing up for. We're gearing up to give as much help as possible to our clients and to the many clients that we have, as well as that I know will need assistance coming up, because immigration is not going to go away. And so we need to make sure that we're on hand to assist. All right, so questions. I'm going to start with TikTok today because I see the questions rolling in. Hello, good night. And then I'll move around to the other. So I'll move around to YouTube, Facebook, and then Instagram. Now, here's another thing I want to take note of. TikTok looks like TikTok is going to go dark on January 19th. And I want you to know that I am live right now on YouTube. I'm live right now on Instagram. So I'm live right now on Facebook. So choose one of those platforms to jump on, to follow me, so we can continue to talk about the latest updates. Actually, so speaking of updates, I do want to tell you about one potential update that you should keep in mind. But please go ahead now and follow me on any one of those platforms. I'm on YouTube. I'm getting the green card. Very easy, all one word, getting the green card. On Facebook, I'm the name of the law firm, ST Law Office. And on Instagram, I'm Immigration Lawyer Sharifa. So choose one of those platforms to go over. Follow me now, so you will be all set. If it goes dark, we will be able to just keep moving. Now, the Lycan Riley Act, it has advanced in the Senate, and it's going now, it's up for debate in the chambers. So it is advancing, and it does have support from both Democrats and as well as Republicans. It is a very alarming law, and it is alarming because it is saying that anybody who gets caught or gets arrested on petty crimes, not non-violent crimes, petty crimes could be something like theft, um, burglary, non-violent crimes will be mandated to be detained in federal lockup, right? That means that you will be anybody who is caught up in any kind of situation like that, even if you're accused, you have not been convicted, they will send you to lock up. So it's very alarming. And I believe it was even in the news that December, even ICE wrote a report to Congress letting them know that this law, if passed, would put more burden on them and force them to even release people that should be locked up in order to focus on those individuals that are required to be locked up under the law. So they're actually saying that this law would cause them to have to take away their resources from truly people who are a danger to the community in order to, because they're saying the law requires them to lock up anybody who has any of these kind of crimes, including petty crimes. So the law is saying those people need to be locked up. And as a result of that, it could take away from those that should be remain locked up. So it's there are amendments that are going through, and I believe the Democrats are pushing through those amendments. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. But that is going to, if that happens, we're going to be seeing a lot more detentions and, of course, cooperation between police and ICE for, even petty crimes like shoplifting. And, of course, there's also the consideration that sometimes, even, for example, my clients who are, some of them are trafficking victims, are caught up in situations where they're forced into, petty crimes just to possibly survive. For example, when we're talking about shoplifting. So keep that in mind that, there are, it's really on a case by case basis, but there are circumstances where people are caught up in petty crimes for various reasons, and even victimization can point them in that direction for one reason or the other. All right, so let us go ahead and talk about questions. You can always give us a call. The number is going across the screen on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, and on TikTok. Scroll to the top and you'll see the number there. I have a quick question. I didn't renew my DACA. It's been over 2 years. So if you haven't renewed it, it just means that you would not be able to take advantage of you wouldn't be able to take advantage of the benefits of the DACA. And you also may be at a disadvantage because they're really only allowing the renewals. So you may be in a gray area where you may still be able to try to apply for a renewal, but if you wait too long, that could be a problem. What's your fee for adjustment of status? So first, we sit down with you in an appointment, a strategy session, to talk to you about your case, to determine what's the best course of action, what do you qualify for, and then we provide the quote. How long does T visa take? Submitted my case in December last month. So it can take anywhere from 12 months to 18 months There are some protections that are issued while you wait, and that is the bona fide determination. So, can someone expedite their I-751 if they get the extension? No. So just getting an extension isn't going to help you to expedite. Our referrals of removal individuals at risk. I'm not sure of what that says. Keep in mind, when the next administration comes in, I'm pretty sure they're going to change the priority for deportation. Now, they have been saying they're going to focus on criminals, deporting criminals. The thing about it is that that's already the case, is that the priorities for deportation focuses on those who are a danger to the national security as well as the public, those who have dangerous crimes in their background. So that is already the priority. But based on the discourse that we've heard, they're going to expand that net. So I do think they're going to target those with deportation orders first that have been living here that don't have any other options available. They're going to target those with criminal records, and then they're going to target possibly those who are new arrivals who cross the border. So I think they're going to start with those individuals first. Um, Green card lost and been expired since last year, August. What should she do? She should still apply to get it renewed and get it replaced. So get it replaced and renewed. Hi, I sent my I-130 on August of last year. When do you think I'll get another update? It depends. So usually, if it's an immediate relative of a U.S. citizen, you're looking at 9 to 12 months, but it could be longer if you are, say, a son or daughter of a U.S. citizen and 21 or older. Can I travel with my green card extension or join the military? Yes, the extension is proof of your continued status as a green card holder. So, yeah. A green card loss, so I answered that. How long after biometrics do you get work permit? I usually go from the date of filing, and it depends on what you filed for. Can someone expedite their I-751 if they get the extension? No. I applied for my T visa last October. How long do you think I have to wait? So I'm not sure. I'm not your attorney, so I would not be able to tell you what your case, how long it would take. I don't know what's been going on in your case, but I would say right now, 12 to 18 months. And keep in mind, that's just a timeline based on my experience. It is not, none of us as attorneys control the processing times. We can only estimate based on our experience. If you enter the country with a visa and overstay, can I change my status to obtain work status? Unlikely. How long after biometrics? But this is where it's important for you to explore your options. How long after biometrics you get work permit? Answer that. I just started to follow you on Instagram. Thank you, Tara. I sent my I-130 in August. Do you handle VAWA case? Yes, absolutely. That's one of our focuses. How long after biometrics you get work permit? Oh, I answered that one. How long after home visit does USCIS take to make a decision? It still depends on what's going on in your case. You could get a decision in a matter of weeks, but it could still be months. Um, I already so I answered that. Where are you based? I'm in Delray. I also have an office in Boca Raton. So we're in Florida. However, we represent clients in all 50 states and around the globe. I came on H-2B visa, but my kids through the border. But I'm married to a green card holder and pregnant. So if you are on current status, your priority date is current, then you can adjust status. But we would, you would have to meet those that specific criteria. You'd have to maintain your H-2B. Your priority date has to be current. I came here on C1D visa, but didn't enter the vessel. What can I do? So, when you enter with a C1D and you overstay the C1D, then it means that you have very limited options in regards to adjustment of status. But for example, under VAWA, if you're married to a citizen, for example, you could still go for adjustment of status. I'm married to a US citizen who mistreated you. Asylum denied, will that affect on VAWA? Not directly. It just depends on why you were denied for the asylum. Thank you, Shamar. I really appreciate the gifts. That's so nice of you. How long after home visit does USCIS take to make a decision? So it could be weeks or it could be months. It just depends on what's going on in your case. Usually, if they're doing a home visit, there are more concerns and they really want to get down to the truth about your marriage. They may suspect some fraud. So that means that they may take some more time to make a decision. I filed for brother and sister since 2009, still pending. Do you know why? Because it at minimum takes 14 years, and you have to wait until your brother and sister are at the top of the wait list, and that takes a minimum of 14 years. So that's why. Good night. I applied for T visa last year, October. So I'd say 12 to 18 months is really the timeline I'm seeing. Um, All right. Great questions. I'm gonna go on to Facebook and YouTube now. So let me start from the top. Hi there, Ransom. Nice to see you. Good night. Watching from Jamaica. It's nice to see you. How long does U.S. citizen son take to file for his father and stepmother? That's it. So as long as they're 21 or older, you're looking at 10 to 12 months. If they're outside of the United States, I would say about 2 years, a year and a half to 2 years. And it's really important with consular processing, very important that you have an attorney on board because one mistake, I always say this, one mistake in your case can actually lead to 6 months of delays. It's that, and that is the dead truth. One mistake, because what happens is when you're working with the NVC at the embassy to get the interview, the NVC says, okay, send your papers. If you make one mistake on those papers, the NVC takes about 3 months to review it. And then after 3 months, they write you and say, oh, you made a mistake. We're rejecting these documents, or we need this, or we need that. Please resubmit. And then when you submit it, they take another 3 months. So just that one mistake can mean a 6 month delay. So I have become an attorney on cases like that, where it was dragging on for 3 years before the client was just like, I've had it. I need an attorney involved to fix this. And it was because of issues like that. My asylum application was filed in the second week of December, but I don't get any response until now. How long does it take for USCIS to get to respond? So it depends on how you apply. If you applied online, I would say, instantly. If by paper, it could be 2 weeks, but they are backed up sometimes, especially during busy times like this, where everybody's applying. So you might see 8 weeks it might take. After sending medical RFEs for I-485, when should I be expecting approval? VAWA has been approved like a year ago. I'd say 2 months. What to do when the I-485 passed the processing time for VAWA? A case inquiry. So on our end, we communicate with the VAWA unit because we, as attorneys, have a specific email. But the applicants, as the applicants, you can contact them if you want to put in a case inquiry. Does a prima facie renew automatically before it's expired? Yes, sometimes you get it after it's expired though, but they are the ones that automatically renew it. Can you apply for health insurance with it? In some states, you can apply for like Medicaid for it. Health insurance, you'd have to check with the insurance company. What if you've been in the country over a year and now gonna get married? Can I still get married, get a green card through marriage? If you're getting married to a US citizen, yeah, that's possible, and as long as you show you entered the country with a visa or entered legally. Good night, Mike. What if you've been in the country over a year now and want to get married? Can I still get a green card through marriage to a US citizen? And if you enter the country legally with a visa, then yes. Hi there, Juliet. Is it still not safe to travel to Florida? I would say Florida is not a safe state for immigrants. Yes, I would say that. And it's going to get tougher. I have a court case next year for asylum and now married to a citizen and submitted my application. Am I still at risk for deportation? Yes, you have to work with counsel to get the case terminated. Now, the thing about it though is another thing is if you get married during the proceeding, then you have to meet a higher standard. However, you still can work with counsel to see if they are going to terminate the case. Right now, the system is really overwhelmed and they've been working to terminate cases. And if they terminate it, you can go for, adjustment of status without worrying about the deportation. Can I fly on my combo card? Yes. But keep in mind, yes, generally. I'm not your attorney. I can't tell you specifically whether you can travel. Generally, that's what it's there for, is to travel on. But you should always check with your attorney to make sure that you don't face a higher risk while you're traveling. So I've been married for 5 years, but filed 4 years ago from my American husband. I lived here in the USA with a work authorization. I don't understand why I haven't gotten my green card. Yes, you'd have to talk to us because that is out of the ordinary for sure. We'd have to get to the nitty-gritty there. Please save the live. So we usually, yes, it's gonna be saved. By the way, this is another benefit for you to join me and follow on YouTube. The channel is all the lives are there. So as soon as I do the live, it saves there. So it's getting the green card. Getting the green card. Go to YouTube, subscribe there, and you'll see all my lives as soon as I come off, it's saved. So getting the green card. I got an RFE for proving my husband's citizenship. He only has a state issued birth certificate, which we sent in. He was born on army base in Germany. He does not know his birth father. It's so hard. So we would have to understand this a little bit more, because how has he been proving his citizenship? If it's state issued birth certificate that shows, or a certificate that shows that he was born on an army base, then that might be valid. But I would have to talk to you and really understand what it is you're showing them, and how is he proving citizenship now? If he does he have a passport? Because a passport, U.S. passport, is really good evidence of citizenship. Okay, so Debs, I don't see the rest of your question. Um, Let me see. So if you want to repeat that question, because it's truncated, I can't see it. How long will it take to get a green card with VAWA? So it takes 3 years, but the benefit of it is that you do get a work permit, a travel document while you wait. That means you get protection while you wait for the VAWA process to be completed. Good night. If someone is a U.S. citizen but resides in, and I'm not sure, that one I'm not getting. Good night. My question is, if I marry a permanent resident, travel to the US, and immediately have papers done, sent in, is there a possibility of getting a priority before I fall out of status? Definitely schedule that appointment, get representation, because the priority date doesn't work that way. Right now, there's a wait list, and you can't it's unlikely that you can wait it out and maintain your non-immigrant status here, your visa. So it's very, very unlikely. No, if you traveled here while it was current, if it said C on the chart, the priority date was current, then you filed it while you were in status, then you would be eligible for adjustment of status. But this is where people go wrong. They think they can just file the papers before they overstay, not keeping in mind the priority date. So make sure everything has to line up. The priority date, you maintaining your status, have to line up to apply for adjustment of status. I have a US tourist visa, but I want to move to the USA. It depends. Do you qualify through family? Do you qualify through humanitarian means? Do you qualify through employment? Um, that's the real question. And that's where the consultations are there. Any update for international students? What options there are? So no, nothing different, about nothing different for international students. You'd have to schedule an appointment. Let's hear what your particular circumstances are to see what your options could be. Do you help with student visa? Student in Haiti wants to come to the USA. So right now we're not taking cases for student visas. Can I be married in my country home and be married in the USA? No. If it's the same person, that's great. If you have two weddings, but if you get married in your home country and then you don't divorce and then you come here and get married and then you file for immigration papers, you're going to be in big trouble. They don't allow that here. You must show divorce. Introduction to document collection was sent from NVC, but only invoice number, ID number. What should I do filing for my mom? So I can't provide you specific advice here because I'm not your attorney, and I definitely don't want to give you any information that could lead to you doing the wrong thing. Because as I said before, one mistake with the NVC can lead to at least 6 months delay in your case. So we don't want to do that. So schedule an appointment. If you want us to handle your case, we can see what's going on here. How long does it take to get a work permit when you have applied for the T visa? So right now, we're looking at 3 to 6 months for the work permit. However, keep in mind, we're keeping an eye on the policy changes that probably will be coming throughout 2025. So if you have to wait for the work permit, it may be when it's approved, depending on how things go with the administration. Right now, they've set it up so that people can get their work permit while they wait for the T. But it's a fairly new policy, and we're seeing them come within 3 months, 3 to 6 months. But we have to see how those changes. The president isn't changing the T visa though, so it just means you'd have to wait until the T visa is approved, which means about 12 to 18 months. How long does it take to get a work permit when you have applied for the T visa? Oh, I answered that. I was going through abuse. I applied I-751 waiver. Right now, taking medical and SNAP food benefits. Is this benefit giving any problem in green card? When it comes to VAWA based on abuse, they do not look at taking public benefits. And you just have to make sure you qualify, make sure you're being upfront and truthful so that they don't imply any fraud or anything like that. I entered the USA legally through the airport, but never had a visa. And I've been here 1 year now. Will I still be able to get a green card through marriage with no visa? I'd want to know how you entered, what was the basis for them to allow you to enter if you don't have any visa. Because if you don't have a visa, it's very hard to get into the US without a visa. Did you come from a visa waiver country? Then the same rules apply. If you came from a visa waiver country. Were you paroled in? Did you declare asylum? We'd have to talk to you because sounds a little more complex. Which one takes longer, K1 visa or K3 visa? So the K3 visa is, I believe they're related. So um, I think one is for the spouse and one is for the fiance. So I would say right now, based on my experience, the spouse visa actually went through before the K3. I've done that where I filed both at the same time, and the spouse one went ahead before. So I would say they're on the same timeline. So about a year and a half to 2 years. Um, What is the processing time for I-131 humanitarian parole? I said 3 months, 3 to 6 months. Am I still at risk to be deported even though I have a court case next year for my asylum? The court case means you are at a high risk for removal if you don't prove your asylum. So you're basically presenting a defensive asylum case. That means that you are defending against deportation already. So I would say you're there. You are at risk for deportation because you are in removal proceedings. It's just that you're presenting a case for asylum to prevent your deportation. All right. Good morning from India. Hi there in India. I have a tourist visa. I want to move to the US. So, having a tourist visa alone will not get you a residency. You have to qualify through family, employment, humanitarian means, investment, even. But you have to qualify. And the lottery. I'm not sure if India qualifies for the lottery, but the lottery as well. I have a court case 2026 for asylum now, married to a citizen. Uh, am I at risk for deportation? If you have a court case, you are defending against deportation right now. So, yes, I would say that does say you are at a high risk for deportation. If you can't prove your asylum, yes. And then if they terminate the court case, then you can proceed with the marriage base. Or you could do adjustment of status through the court, but you have to, if you got married while you were in deportation proceedings, it means you have to now show that you really have to meet a higher standard of clear and convincing evidence that your marriage is real. Okay, so and this is the home country where I fear persecution. Could I change my status to student visa from asylum upon admission in a US college? No, because the student visa requires you to be at the embassy to get the actual visa. You couldn't even change the student status, unless if you're currently maintaining your non-immigrant status. But when you filed asylum and then overstayed your time, it means you're in this gray area where, yes, you're applying for asylum, so you have some protection, but at the same time, you don't have official status. So you wouldn't be able to apply for the student status. Can I apply for travel document even if it's not an emergency? Depends on what kind of application you're applying for. If you're applying for adjustment of status under VAWA, family based, employment based, yes. T visa as well if you have the T visa. Is there anything that can be done to get a visa from the United States if you're paying child support from Social Security? No, that's not going to dictate whether you get a visa. How, and it might actually go against you getting a visa. How true is it about President Trump will be deporting asylum seekers that came through the border? So, asylum seekers that came through the border, I would say he's probably going to focus on those individuals that don't have a process. Those who are in asylum right now, there's a process going on that they have to allow the process to move forward first before actually deporting anybody. So keep that in mind that there's a process in place. And for example, with my client that who we got released today, they have a process. They have the T visa process going, and they recognize that okay, they have a process going that they're eligible for. So we're going to allow the client to focus on finishing their process. So it's this probably the same for asylum. If you're presenting asylum in court, it means that you're already going through the process. And if you don't prove asylum, that's where they can deport. Um, My employer laid me off because they realize I'm trying to seek help because they are mistreating me. Can I still be able to apply for the T? Yes. Yes. Give us a call. Let's talk about what you went through. But that could actually make your case even stronger. So please don't miss out. Schedule an appointment with us. You can do that. See the number going across the screen on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. So go ahead, use that number. Now, make sure that you call the number, or you can go to the link in the profile description of the video and click on it and then schedule your own appointment as well. VAWA approved May last RFE for medical. Our I-45 received September last year. How long for medical? So I'd say about 2 to 3 months is what I saw, what I have been seeing for my clients. All right, that's going to be it for me tonight, everyone. Thanks so much for your time. And as usual, I'm going to be on here, uh, you know, talking about updates on immigration law. They're going to be coming hard and fast, pretty sure, as the year goes by. But one thing I want you to keep in mind is yes, we're going to have challenges here. However, there are legal solutions, and we're focusing on the solutions for our clients. So adversity is opportunity. And so we're focusing on the opportunity to be able to find our clients the relief so that they are protected here. So go ahead, make sure you look at your options as well. We can't help you unless you reach out. Okay, have a great night. I will see you tomorrow. So remember, like, subscribe, follow, go subscribe on Getting the Green Card, YouTube. That's where you're going to find replays of the lives, and you're going to also see all the videos. If TikTok goes dark, you will continue to see the same content there. You'll be able to see the same information there. So go ahead and jump on those platforms so we can continue and I can continue to give you updates as we go through the year. Have a good night. Bye bye.